So hey, welcome to the 10-10 movement. You're here with myself, Tony V, and this week we are covering Saving Planet Earth 5. Yes, there have been 4 previous ones. If you've not seen them, we're going to pop a couple up at the end. Just keep your eye on the end of the screen, and then you can click to those. The rest are on the 10-10 Movement YouTube channel. So if you want to go through them sequentially, you can. But today, I have something very special with you, because what I've been sharing up to now is how the biggest problem with planet Earth, let me ask you, what do you think the biggest problem on planet Earth is today? What is the biggest problem? Now, you could type it in the box. It'd be great if you typed it in the box. But I've asked hundreds of people this question. And actually, most people say the same thing. I reckon it's about 80% go, the humans. Yes, it's us. We are probably the thing that's giving the planet the biggest problem. Now, let's remember, planet Earth is going to carry on with or without us. The challenge is, at the moment, it's a beautiful living gem of a planet. And the challenge is that the humans are doing things that are not good for the planet. We've probably in the last, 50 years, I think, killed off like half of the animals with the things that we're doing to the planet that makes it uninhabitable for them. And that includes flora and fauna. And of course, ultimately, the human population has gone through the roof. And so I say metaphorically, the humans are driving planet Earth towards a brick wall, and we're going to smack into that brick wall at some time, in the future, certainly in the future where your children's children's children could well be the ones that hit the wall. And we are doing everything we can to educate ourselves so that we can avoid this wall and maybe drive away from it. And, actually, I do believe that planet Earth will be a very, very different place in that time. So what can we do individually and then, of course, collectively, if we work together, to move us away from driving it into that brick wall? So today's video is really to educate us, and over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to cover the 4 things individually. But what I want you to do is to grab a pen and paper. Yeah, if you're watching this on replay, which I'm sure you are, just literally hit the pause button and go and grab a piece of paper, because I think you'll find this very, very fascinating. So, welcome back if you turned off the video and grabbed a piece of paper and a pen. So, I want you to write down one of the things about humans that most Western humans certainly have completely forgotten, is that we are sort of, there's different layers of the humans. In many of the videos in the past, I've talked about us as being multidimensional, but we could look at it on different planes. So the first plane, the lowest plane, I don't mean the lowest in the sense that all of these are interconnected, but let's just put it on the bottom. And you can write this down. You could write the physical plane. That's the physical us through the 5 physical senses. We've then got the emotional plane. That's the part of us that creates chemistry inside of us, which basically runs our behavioural pattern, because our behaviours run according to our emotionality. So that's very interesting. So we've got our emotional plane. Then we've got what we call our mental plane. That's the thinker part of us. That's going on all of the time. And then we've got what we might call the spiritual plane. So we're going to deal with each of these in the next 4 weeks. So this is Saving Planet Earth 5, and we're going to deal with the physical pain. So what I want you to do, now I'm no artist, but I've done this a few times. You could either draw on your piece of paper a sort of stick man, woman, yeah, a stick human, let's call it, or you might, go a bit more in detail and try and draw the arms and the body and the legs and what have you. Now, let's just look at that and go, if that's the physical me, you could write me next to it, yeah, just because you can, and then go, right, so let me look at my physicality. As I look at, if I scan down my body from my head, going down like a scanner, yeah, what physical pains have I got in my body? So if we start at the top, like, have we got any pains around this area? For example, do you get headaches, migraines? Do you get things where you've got your sinuses just literally come down? Have you got problems with your teeth, your mouth area, anything here, anything in your throat, your thyroids, your glands as you come down? Any problems with my arms, elbows, stuff like that? as I come down, have I got any problems with my heart, my lungs? And then we're coming down into the stomach area, any problems there? We've got liver, kidneys, all of that sort of stuff. We've got our colon then, we've got our sexual organs, and then we're coming down to our buttocks and our, you know, how we eliminate things, any challenges with any of that. Then we've got like our legs, our knees, and going down to, you know, our lower legs and then into our feet. So maybe just put some crosses on the picture of me and go, yeah, I've got this problem here, I've got this problem here, this problem here, you know, and I'm hoping you haven't got too many crosses. But look, let's just be honest and just go, yeah, actually, now you come to mention it, I've never really thought of it like that, because as I've said in other videos, what we tend to do is when we don't feel well, when we get to a point where we can't cope with it anymore, we're off to the doctors, yeah, and go to the doctor, please, can you fix me, yeah? But anyway, look, the first thing as I scan down is to just put these crosses on, and then if you do know what the name of the complaint is, maybe put that next to the cross, you know, like I've said, migraines, headaches, sinuses, you know, ear, nose and throat challenges. If you know what they are, because you've been to the doctor and they've gone, that is this in science world, then write that in as well. Now, it would be good also to write down which of these things you've been to the doctor with and that you've got any sort of medication for. So if you know what the medication is, you could just put a tick if I've got some drugs or some medication. If you know what it is, then just pop that next to it. So then we could look at your chemical and physical setup and go, yeah, okay, so this is the physical me right now. Now, what I want you to do, because we're in the 10-10 movement, is I want you to look at the physical me with all the complaints. I mean, if you haven't got any, that's great. If you have, look at them and go, yeah, so how much of a problem does this give me? So, where am I? Let me think about it. If I didn't have any crosses on here and no writing on it at all, let's just say my physical world is reasonably good, yeah? I might even give it a 10 out of 10 if I have nothing going on here that's giving me any problems, but this is where you need to be honest. You know, like for example, if you have a backache, maybe not got it now, but you get it regular, maybe you don't do anything about it, you just put up with it. You know, don't forget to put a little cross by that. So let's look and scan down and go, so if I had to score myself out of 10, 10 is, to be honest, I've done the scan, I've got nothing there. My physical body's doing amazing. That would be a 10. Or, you know, a 0 would be, oh my goodness me, as I look at all these different parts of me, I've got serious problems. Or maybe you've got serious problems in one part. You know, if you've got a heart condition, for example, it might be, well, actually, that's a pretty big cross because that's given me some big issues right now. But look, let's just score ourselves out of 10. Look, it's your number. It's not me giving you a number. It's you going, yeah, I think I'm a 6. I think I'm a 5. I think I'm an 8. I think whatever it is for you. Now, if you're a 10, you're doing great. You can obviously maybe switch off now. Or maybe you're finding this fascinating because remember, this is only layer 1. This is the physical you. How well is the physical you handling life on planet Earth right now? So, whatever score you've got, let's just call that all perfect, because what we've done is maybe brought ourselves into a realisation about our physical self. Now, of course, I'm sure we'd all like to heal ourselves and all be at a 10 out of 10. And of course, don't forget what most of us do, because we know nothing about our physical world really, unless you've been trained to understand the physical world, which is a very small proportion of us in the Western world, doctors and people like that. The rest of us are really in the hands of those people. But is that true? Could we, you know, we're not knocking these guys at all, the science guys at all, but could we look to just delve into this a little bit more? So what I want you to do is, if you're open to sharing, pop in the box below, what is your physical challenges? What are your physical challenges? And myself and my amazing wife, Nikki B, will write something. We're going to reply to you. So if you're doing this on YouTube, which I guess you are, put in the box, you know, what are your challenges? And we are going to come back to you with something. We can always get into a bit of a conversation. Look, I help lots of people, and so does my amazing wife. And we're open to do this on YouTube. So let's just see what happens. Tell us your score, and then tell us what your challenges are. And we're going to type stuff back. Now, one of the gifts we can give ourselves is to look at what the other people are doing and go, okay, so they've got that, and, you know, Tony and Nikki have said, what we're going to do is we're not going to try and solve the problem, because what we're looking to do is to help you solve the problem. So yes, we've got the medical people, but look, maybe we could look at it. All of this, getting the planet Earth to a 10 out of 10 is really looking to the humans to go, yeah, what is it I don't know or don't understand about myself that if I could learn about or have a new perception of, could I take my score up? Could I have a new experience here? So what we're doing is delving into the unknown for ourselves. But we're going to leave the science people because they do a great job. They're doing what they do and they do a great job. But what else might we learn about ourselves? For example, we could look at what's the cause, potential, what's the potential cause of me having this challenge? Because obviously once we've got it, we go to these guys and we're looking for them to fix it for us. So they do whatever they do, you know, and that's all good. But we can delve down the layers a little bit and maybe look at some of the other layers. So next week, we're going to be looking at the emotional level. So come prepared with another piece of paper, and next week I'm going to take you through an emotional story, which is really a really powerful story. So this is going to be in Save Planet Earth 6. That's going to be next week. I'm going to talk to you about the second plane that the humans live in, that for the most part we tend to not take much notice of. Yeah, most of the time we're just carrying on with our physical life, sometimes in pain, but we don't necessarily look at our emotional part of us, which is fully alive and fully operational. So please do pop all your comments below. Happy to give you some ways of looking at your physical challenges that's maybe different to what you've thought about before, and see if by looking at it differently we could point you in the right direction to learn a little bit more about yourself, so that you can put your score up. You could sort of take responsibility and go, yeah, actually I'm interested in what I could do to potentially start to heal myself. So that's it from me, Tony V. Please do keep an eye on the videos coming up at the end here. And if you're new to the channel, a big hugging welcome to you. And if you're returning to the channel, that's great, welcome back. And please do, if you haven't already done this, hit the subscription button and the notification bell, and we'll make sure that you get notified every time we put a new video up on YouTube. So thanks for staying with me, really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.